Hey, welcome, U.S. Virgin Islands Chess. I know the audio is a little quiet. I'm going to get a microphone here pretty soon to do better videos at your guys' requests and then do some live streams eventually. Anyways, December 19th is my third or fourth video of the day. Maybe my third video I'm doing for you guys here. And the title of this video is, as you've selected probably and seen, it's what to do about a Benoni breakdown. What happens when your opponent plays a Benoni? Alright, so this is a gambit, Benoni defense, and it's d4 and c5, okay? And in this game, your host, your instructor, you guys had the white pieces, okay? My opponent here had the black pieces. So let's see from black's perspective what happens when you have a Benoni breakdown. Okay, so the Benoni actually works here at the highest level. We see d4, c5 played at the highest level in most campaigns. But let's see what happens here when the Benoni defense breaks down. And black just doesn't play the proper move order. Again, this is for my use guys and everyone who's learning. And let's find out how to take care of this nonsense when your opponent basically doesn't know how to carefully conduct black after offering the gambit, right? The Benoni defense. It's known as the Benoni. Okay, so I played e4 here, guys. Okay, book move. And e5. Okay, so e5 is the beginning of the end here for black. If you guys can go through this notation now and maybe find out for yourselves, if you guys are playing now, why e5 is a mistake here. And let's go back and see what a better move for black would have been in this position. Okay, a better move for black is just to capture. And then after knight captures, something like queen captures maybe isn't best because now black just gains a tempo. And you know, maybe white could play something like queen to a5, and after bishop d7 and queen b3. Now we have a game. I don't know. Maybe now losing a lot of tempos here. I'm not exactly sure as far as that goes. But yeah, so that could be one game. As we mentioned, for Team White, it is best now after black captures is to capture with the knight. Okay, guys, so that was what black should have played. That's what's best. Not e5, okay, not e4, e5, 3, e4, e5. This is not going to work. And now, guys, can you solve this now for white and just kind of punish black for misplaying a Benoni? Right, so, okay, it should be pretty obvious now. It's d captures on e. And again, this is for my learners now, right? Everyone that wants to participate here in the Youth Academy, right? Let's learn how to develop our strengths in opening theory. Okay, and this is obviously a mistake. Now, guys, find the best move for white. It should be obvious, right? Queen into d8, and after king captures now, losing castling privileges, and what else? That's also coming with, yes, a free pawn as well. Okay, so that's really, really, really unfortunate. You know, if this was like a real game, well, this game that I was playing happened to be an online FIDE rated game, and my opponent had to kind of suffer the consequences of misplaying a Benoni. A Benoni is a good defense for black, d4, c5, if you know how to play it. If you don't, obviously, don't play e5, basically, for you guys. If you're playing with black here, don't play e5 after your opponent with white pieces plays e4. Okay, so we're just going to go through the rest of this game now, guys, as this is now actually lost already for Team Black. Right, we just saw the king had to move over there because if not, then the knight is capturing on f7. So let's just go through now how to finish. It's also important now, even if you have a sincere advantage in your games, guys, you still, as you know, Robert James Fisher said, former world champion from 1972 to 1975, way before your guys' time, but he said it's not enough to just gain an advantage in the game, you actually have to finish it. So let's see how to finish this when your opponent with black has a Benoni breakdown. Okay, perfect. So start with bishop to b5 check, and after my opponent played this move, putting up the bishop, now not just taking, I could just still develop c3 now, because after bishop captures, which was played in the game, and now knight captures on b5, knight a6, knight a6 is just defending now c7 square from the royal fork there on c7. So now just developing the dark square bishop for myself. Bishop goes to f4, and rook to c8, and knight capturing on a7, obviously. giving myself, my opponent, handing me another free pawn, and dropping the knight back after rook starts that attack on a2, and now knight f6 and f3. Okay, so just giving proper coverage to the e4 pawn. My opponent played king e7 in this position, and I said, hold on, I'm going to pin your f6 knight here and not allow any more progress on the king side. So we saw knight to b4 now played by my opponent in short castles, right, conceding the c2 pawn, saying you can have it, you can take it at your leisure, that's fine. Rook a c1 is coming, and after dropping the knight back, which is probably the only move, knight captures, pawn captures, and rook to c4, now just attacking that pawn that went in to capture that knight exchange on d4 square. So rook to d8 now, protecting, and attacking twice now. Rook to d1. h6 now, attacking the dark squared bishop, and bishop captures on f6. Now I can just start exchanging pieces here, guys, as black looks just very distressed. Yeah, we got this pawn chain here on the king side. It's all downhill here for Team White. We see knight to g4, d3, right, guys? King f2, and king to e6. King to e3, b5 now played by my opponent, attacking my white rook on c4. Rook c6 check, king to e7, and now not capturing the pawn with the rook here, guys. Instead just capturing with the knight, as it does. Knight into f6 was best. Yes, the engine said that was best. Bishop to g7, and now knight to d5, check to the black king. And well, after king to f8, just b3 now slow playing this and saying, well, you know, I know that this counter gambit of this Benoni that just kind of really went sour for black here is finally coming to a halt now, with rook captures on d3, and after f captures on e4, we have f into e4, and bishop to e5 now, attacking h2 pawn. My opponent had in mind, but g3 is fine. And h5, knight f4, h4, and rook captures on d8, and after king to f7, I think we can kind of stop here, guys, after rook into h8 and bishop into h8. So this is what was played in the game now. a4, b captures on a, b captures on a, and after h into g3 and h into g3, I think we can stop here. This was enough for my opponent for obvious reasons. So what to take away from this, guys? Yeah, take advantage of, let's go back now, let's switch gears in the virtual tutorial, go right back to the opening. Here we go. d4, c5. So what to do after just developing normally, playing normal book moves here, and okay, e5, oops, it's a big mistake. And why did we say, guys? For obvious reasons, d captures on e, and if you recapture now, white is taking that d8 queen, and after king recaptures, losing castling rights. And then as well, there is a free pawn on e5, and I think we can stop here. Thank everyone for watching. Thank you so much, guys. U.S. Virgin Islands chess learners, everyone at home and abroad. A good little instruction just to show what happens. You know, there's going to be times in your guys' games where I'm sure your opponent's going to have a breakdown. And you might also have breakdowns as well, which is fine because it's all a learning process. But how to convert, right? So we demonstrated in this video how to convert a broken Benoni defense from the player conducting black pieces. And in this game, guys, your host, Colin Heim, with white pieces, showed how to do that. So thank you, everyone, and thank you again for participating, and hope this helps with your future chess games online and over the board. And again, as always, see everyone on the other side. Bye-bye, guys.